I just finished soundcheck at church, and I wanted to talk about guarding your brand. I'm going to tell you a story. Generally, I have very few regrets in my career, but I can tell you that one of them was promoting myself before I was really ready to be promoted. When I was, when back in the early 90s, I had some work that was coming from just a few people, and it was um, work that I wanted to be doing. It was kind of entry level session work and things like that. And all of a sudden, all those people decided to move to Nashville. And I was kind of like, I don't know if I should do that, and I started research a little bit, and I realized I'm not a country player. I moved from Indiana to LA. I'd been in LA for 10 years at that point. And I didn't really feel like I could compete in Nashville. But I started doing some research, and a lot of talk, TV shows and news programs were talking about Branson, Missouri. And I did some research, and this is before the internet and before Google. I was doing research and found out that there were like 30 theaters in Branson alone that had live shows and live bands, and they were working 8 to 10 months a year. And so I thought, well, maybe I should look into this. So I went to the library. I got out I found the Branson phone book, and I started writing down all the numbers for all the theaters. And I got home and I made calls. And this is back when you had to pay, 10 cents a minute for phone calls. I was calling all the theaters and getting the numbers of all the MDs and all the guitar players in town. And by the end of the month, it was a month of May. I remember May, I think '94. I had reached out to just about every theater and talked to just about every MD and guitar player in the town, and found out that pretty much every one of them were asking me, what's LA like? I want to move there. I want to get out of Branson. I was like, okay, I should probably just stay put. Okay, so that was a good realization that it's almost better to stay put than to uproot everything and start from scratch, especially with a young family. So I realized at the end of that month, I'd gotten to know so many people in Branson by name, and I'd never made that effort in LA. 10 years in LA, I'd never really gone out of my way. So back to the drawing board, back to the library, pulling out the LA, yellow pages and looking up recording studios and producers and composers, anybody that took an ad out in the yellow pages, which is really weird to think, but they actually did back then. And so I started making phone calls, and I got addresses, and I put together a kind of a demo kit of my playing on cassette, and I didn't really have very good quality recordings. I had a bunch of pretty lame sessions that I'd done at that point, and I made mixtapes essentially with those on there, and mailed those out with my information and everything, and I think I sent out about 50 packets. And I never got a single gig from any of that. And part of it I just attributed to, it's hard to get work. You got to know them. They just getting a tape in the mail isn't a guarantee of work. Isn't going to get you any work. But what may have happened also, they may have listened to it and realized, this guy's not very good. Why would I call him? Or he doesn't sound great. He doesn't have the great sound that we're looking for, or whatever. And so I realized I may have burned bridges with 50 composers and producers in one short period of sending out my demos, my way below quality demos, especially for LA. And so now I have much better demos. I don't really have to send out demos. Most of my work is referral. But one of the things I do feel it's real important, though, still guarding your brand, because whatever's out there. And back then it was me sending cassettes out, but now it's YouTube and everything. And so all of that, and Instagram and all those Facebook and all those video opportunities, all those those opportunities for you to get your music out there. But if it's subpar, then that's going to be permanently attached to your name. So you want to make sure that you're guarding your brand, and the stuff that gets out there is as good as possible. Now, if you're a perfectionist and it means never releasing anything, then that's also not good. So there's got to be a kind of a happy medium in there somewhere. But when I'm working with producers and stuff, I generally like, work with people that I really trust, that I can trust to make me sound good. and those have my name out there and get out there, and now that promotes me as well. So if you take care of your brand will take care of you. And we're going to talk more about branding in the kind of the marketing sense, but this is more about you as a musician, as an artist, and making sure that everything out there that you're putting out there with your name on it is as good as possible. Okay? God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon. I hope you're doing well, and keep at it. Bye.